All right. Hi, everybody. We're going to start jumping into what a series is today, which is kind of a variation on what a sequence is. There's some other types of calculations that we can do. And this is where we can kind of start to get into like some real world applications on some things that we can do. We will jump into those sort of real world things a little bit later, but just know that they're coming. We're going to talk about what a series is. We're going to talk about sigma notation, which is a way of expressing a series. And then we're going to kind of do some practice with that and talk about some vocabulary. But all in all, today should not be too difficult in terms of getting new stuff figured out. We are in the second section of this unit, and so we have two new learning targets to focus on. We're going to be focusing on expanding and adding using sigma notation, and then using some formulas to evaluate the values of sequences, or series, excuse me. So what is a series? A series is the sum of the terms in a sequence, and when I say a sum, that means that we are doing some adding. So basically what you do with a series is you take all the terms in a given sequence and you just add them up. And whatever the total is when you add them, that's your answer. Sigma notation uses the Greek letter sigma, and it is one of the ways to write a series. So there are some vocabulary words that go along with this. So I'm just going to write those out, kind of describe what those things mean. This is called the summand. And that is like, basically what this is it's a sequence. And so as you put numbers in for n, you get different numbers out for your sequence. That's what the summand is it basically what the sequence is. Down here, this is the lower bound, which is kind of like a starting value. And it's a starting value for the step numbers. So for this one, the starting value, the lower bound is 0. And so what that means is the first thing you're going to put in for n is 0. This n right here we call our index, which is just the name of the variable while we're counting through these terms in this series. The last one up here, this is the upper bound. And this is our stopping value. So we're going to go all the way up until we get to 5 in the index. I'm going to use that same sigma notation expression, and we're going to expand it, and then we're going to evaluate it. And so there's kind of a circular process that you're going to do. You're going to do this thing over and over again, but each time you're going to change the index. So we're going to start with the lower bound, and the lower bound was 0. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 0 in where the index is in the summand. Now, it's a lot of vocabulary, I know, but I took the lower bound, which is 0. I know that the index is n, and so I'm going to put the 0 in for n. I'm going to rewrite the whole thing. So this would give me 3 times 0 plus 2. I'm just going to write the whole thing out first, and then I'll start doing some evaluating. The next thing to do is to check to see if if the thing that you just put in matches the upper bound or not. And it doesn't yet, so that means that we're going to go up by 1. So I'm going to now put in not 0, but I'm going to put in 1. So I'm going to put in 3 times 1 plus 2. Then, since my 1 doesn't match my upper bound yet, I'm going to go up by 1. So I'm going to go to 2. So then I'm going to write 3 times 2 plus 2. And I'm going to repeat that all the way until I get to there. And because my index now matches my upper bound, this says, okay, stop. notice, that's why I said this is my starting value and my ending value. My starting value is here, and my ending value is here, and it's all showing up in my sequence. So I'm just doing this over and over again, but I have the starting value, which is the lower bound, and the stopping value, which is the upper bound. The next part of this is to figure out what the value of all these things is and then add them together. Okay, so order of operations says do this part first. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Do this part first. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. And now you can see that this is an adding 3 each step rule. Maybe you're seeing that already, and that's great. If you're not seeing it that already, you can start by doing what I was doing, which is kind of going back and forth, and then finding the pattern. So this would be 11, and then this would be 14, and then this would be 17. Basically, all we have to do now is we just have to take all those numbers and add them together. The reason I'm adding is because that's what sigma notation always says to do. Sigma notation says always add the terms together at the end. That's why we call this a series, because it's taking the terms in a sequence, which is 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17. We're taking that sequence and we're adding up the terms in the sequence. In your calculator, I want you to literally add up 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 plus 17 and put in your answer right here. You should have gotten 57, I think, and there's my answer. So the value of this whole thing is 57. This is a very, very similar problem. I'm going to let you do this one first, and then I'll walk you through it. So take a second here, show your work, and then I'm going to do it also. Okay, here goes. So my lower bound is 3. So that means the first thing that I'm going to put in for n is 3. I'm going to stop at 7. So I'm going to do 3 squared, and then I'm going to do 4 squared. I'm going to do 5 squared, and then 6 squared, and then 7 squared. And since my lower bound is here, that matches this, and my upper bound is here, oops, here, and that matches this, that means I'm done. Now I need to evaluate each of these pieces and then add them together. Okay, so 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36, 4 squared is 49, and you add them up and you get 135. There's your answer. I just have 2 more vocabulary words for you. What you need to know is that there are arithmetic and geometric series, and it makes sense which one's which. So the arithmetic series is the one that has an arithmetic sequence written into it. So right here in the sum and is an arithmetic sequence. You can check that. If you put in some values for n, you're going to see that that sequence is going up by 3. And so that makes it an arithmetic sequence. If there is a geometric sequence written inside the sum and, then that means that we're going to be using a geometric series. And so that makes sense too. Remember that a series is just the sum of the terms in a sequence. Here's just sort of a summary slide of what we did in this first part of the lesson. Series are the sum of the terms in a sequence. So it might be the first 8 terms, or it might be the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th terms. And so that's what a series is. The vocabulary that we used was the index, the lower bound, the upper bound, and the sum and. If you want to go back in the video and watch that part again, those vocabulary words are very important, and I want to make sure that you are in the same place as everyone else. The way that we're going to be using sigma notation, now there are some formulas that we're going to talk about today, but generally, I'm going to be asking to make sure that you can expand and add the terms up. So make sure that you're blowing up the whole thing and writing the list of all the terms, evaluating each of the pieces and then adding up the terms at the end.